What's going on, guys? It's Apex Gamer bringing you another video. This video goes out to my YouTubers, my UFC fans, my people playing EA Sports UFC pretty much exclusively, and the people who come to this channel just for the UFC content, and people who play the game. I'm trying to get a beat on it. I'm trying to see what you boys been doing, because it's been a minute since the beta was active. It's been a long time, and I know not a lot of people went back to UFC 2. A lot of the guys who got good at UFC 3, you know, talked about how hard it was to go back to UFC 2 and how the controls just wasn't right. So this video is to kind of throw out some Tekken content, let you see what I was doing out here to these people, throwing these combos on these guys, getting some wins out here in the Tekken ranks, working my way up, trying to get good at it. But this video goes out to ask a question, just to pose the question: how are you guys staying competitive? What are you doing to stay video game competitive sharp? Like, what are y'all playing? What games are y'all out there doing? What are y'all trying to do to keep y'all self in that combative mind state, so when UFC come out, you can hit the ground running with that competitive edge and come out there sharp, looking to do some things and really hurt some people. Me personally, I've been playing a lot more. I play a lot of fighting games in my spare time anyway, so it's not like a big conversion for me. It might be a big conversion on my channel. You don't see fighting games that often on my channel outside of UFC, you know. But realistically, I'm always on fighting games. Like when Mortal Kombat X was like pretty new, I was labbing on Mortal Kombat X all day. So if there wasn't videos of UFC, even if there was videos on my channel of UFC going up, I was still at home labbing on Mortal Kombat in between. So like I'll play UFC, catch like 6 matches, make a video, and while that video's rendering, while that video's uploading, while I'm waiting for the video to go live, I'm sitting here playing Mortal Kombat, training my Sub-Zero, working on my combos, working on my setups, playing people online, doing things like that. So I got a lot of older videos on my channel. I got some older Mortal Kombat X videos, some older Street Fighter videos, but they don't really show how deep I was into those games and how much I was really playing them, because it just looked like I was barely playing them, like I was on it a day or something, or I was just playing it just that day. But nah, for real, I'll be on these things. I'll be out here grinding, trying to learn these games and get good at these systems, and that's kind of what helps me with my competitive edge for UFC, because essentially UFC is a sports game, but it's still a sports game with fighting game elements. It's still mostly fighting, and so it's going to play similar to arcade fighters, even though people think arcade fighter means that the game is less technical or less realistic or more cartoony. The difference between arcade fighters and sports fighting games is combat sports games represent a sport that is real life and that you can watch on TV, and it's got very specific things that can or can't happen. Arcade fighting games represent martial arts and different subject matters that do allow for more free-flowing systems. Now, when it comes to the gameplay between those two, combat sports fighting games are less technical or less execution based and require less skill to play. Playing a boxing game requires you to understand the mechanics of boxing: jabs, straights, uppercuts, knowing when to jab, when to straight, knowing when to get your opponent to drop his hands. You know, those types of like easy borderline setups, like those very like entry level devices that you use to get setups, to open up, to get reads. All that stuff is in combat sports games, and that's where the connection between combat sports and arcade sports stops. All the setup, all the pretense, all that stuff is there. But Tekken and Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue and King of Fighters, all those games require all that precursor that you get in combat sports as well, but then they require higher level button input execution and combo execution and punish execution, and it just requires you to do a lot more thinking as you're playing than just pick Conor McGregor, get the space, land a jab straight, step back, create an angle, land another straight. You know, that stuff is there as well in these arcade fighting games, but it's also just, you know, a fraction of the technicality that has to go into these games. Like, check this combo, like how I just ran up through the 2 punch inside leg kick, high kick. That combo has setup potential for the high kick to land, but if the high kick doesn't land, because the low kick is gonna hit and it's hard to block the low coming out of the running high, that combo is good for mixing up. If you just need to get some quick damage on a mix up, maybe force your opponent to kind of get a little antsy, I use that a lot for that. See, boom, that time the high kick worked, but I'm not looking for the high kick to work. I'm looking for the kick to just kind of set up. I'm looking for the low kick to hit, just to get the damage going, just to kind of get the player moving and get him to make some decisions. And once he starts making decisions, I can start looking to punish. As you saw there, he tried to throw a big low. I duck blocked it, came up with a punish, and then finished him off with a punishing combo. So that's the type of tech that's involved in these fighting games that aren't necessarily in mixed martial arts games or aren't necessarily in combat boxing games. So that's why I stay sharp on these games. I stay on these things. I like fighting games. I've always played primarily fighting games. My whole entire video gaming life has been mostly fighting games. Maybe an RPG like Pokemon or Kingdom Hearts sprinkled in, or maybe a story-based game. Like, what's my favorite story game? That's hard for me to even say, because I mostly play fighting games. I play fighting games more than I play anything else. So I play a lot of shooters too. I play Call of Duties. I play all of those. I play a lot of those shooters. I got Titanfall 2. I've been playing Fortnite like crazy. Excuse my cough with a James Huff. Rack 'em, rack ball. I like rack ball. But I've been playing Fortnite a lot. So, you know, I'm just trying to, let me know in the comment section. Anybody who's gonna watch this video and who watch it to this point, hit me in the comment section. You can just post the name of the game you've been playing. Just let me know what games you play to keep your competitive edge going. Keep yourself in that mindset of ready to be a shark when this UFC come out. What you doing? Are you still playing UFC 2? That's cool too. Are you playing Undisputed? Are you playing what you playing out there? You playing King of Fighters? Let me know what you playing. That's all I want to know. I want to know how you guys are keeping that competitive edge. And like I said, I've been playing a whole bunch of Tekken. I've been playing a whole bunch of Fortnite. I've been playing a little touch of Call of Duty, not a whole bunch. I've been playing a lot of Need for Speed. That ain't got nothing to do with competitiveness. I mean, kind of, sort of, because, you know, racing, you can race online. You know, like I said, they got a lot of things with that game that make it hard to be competitive. So I play that game for leisure, for shits and giggles. Like, if I just ain't got nothing else to do, I want to drive around, I want to mod a car, make a car look cool, and I want to add some performance to it, make it run fast. You know, I do that type of thing on that game just for the shits and giggles, like I said. But to keep that competitive spark, to keep that competitive edge, to keep that fire burning, you know, so I can do some real damage. And when UFC come out, I've been playing a lot of fighting games, and I've been doing work. I've been learning Josie. I used to play this game a lot with Steve Fox and Horong, but there's much better Horongs out there, much better Steve Foxes out there. So much better Steve Foxes and Horongs out there. So it's real hard to kind of, you know, it's real hard to be good with them. But I'm pretty good with them, but I'm better with Josie now that I've learned her. And she's fun to play with. She's got real fun combos. Her execution is very, it's not loose. I won't say it's loose, but it is a little, I don't know, it's not easier to execute with her. You still got a lot of things you got to do right in order to make things happen, but she feels good in my hand, put it like that. She feels good to my hand. And that's another thing with fighting games. Like this type of fighting game, you have to find a fighter that feels good to you. Like the way their buttons are laid out, the way their combos are laid out, they have to fit your hand is how it's usually said. But until next time, it's been Bryant, the Apex Gamer Channel. Let me know in the comment section how you've been keeping the competitive edge going, how you've been keeping the fire burning. If you've been playing, you know, Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, whatever you've been playing, just let me know in the comment section. And peace out.